Seti was no fool. I think perhaps we should let the diggers open it.
Oh, I think we should listen to the good doctor, Henderson.
Yeah, sure. Let them open it.
Ifta!
استخدم الدلالة. سيدة! سيدة! سيدة!
There is a curse upon this chest.
Curse my ass.
Yeah, who cares?
Have a care, Mr. Henderson. In these hallowed grounds, that which was set forth in ancient times is as strong today as it was then.
Yeah, we understand. What's it say?
الموت مكتوب على الجميع. Death will come on swift wings to whomsoever opens this chest.
We should not be here. This is not good.
It says, there is one, the undead, who, if brought back to life, is bound by sacred law to consummate this curse.
Well, let's make sure we don't bring anyone back from the dead then, huh?
He will kill all who open this chest and assimilate their organs and fluids. And in so doing, he will regenerate and no longer be the undead, but a plague upon this earth.
Well, you didn't come all this way for nothing.
That's right.
It's a curse. It's a curse. It's a curse. Beware of the curse! Beware!
Stupid, superstitious bastard.
Alright, well today, like you just seen, I'll be talking about for Black History, right? It's Black History Month that's every month for me, but I'm saying, this is the only time it seems that Black people seem to want to be aware of their past and whatnot, only for this month. So my best shot to inspire and makes people aware of certain things about their past is probably this month, even though every month is Black History Month to me. But we're gonna keep it going. For this was a scene from the 1999 movie The Mummy, and the curse of King Tut, Tutankhamen. I think that's how you say his name for real. I think his name's actually longer than that, but that's even a shorter version of it. But Tutankhamen, King Tut. Not many people know this, but the curse of the mummy is actually real. It's an actual real thing that happened, and we're gonna dive into it today thanks to the internet, because the story was hidden for so long in archives, and then it was rediscovered about a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago or something like that, and now we have the story, and I'm here to share it with you to show this mythical black power people, melanated people can have if they remember who they are. I want to read to you the last line before I read and actually go through it. I'm going to read the last line so you could understand something. So, L.S. Shema, a paleontologist and presenter of the documentary, said, "For the newspapers, these exotic deaths were a gold mine, and they started to splash stories of the curse of King Tut." So basically, that movie you seen that I showed you prior, the scene prior to it, is part of that splash that they were talking about. Okay, they were just showing the truth of King Tut's curse in media and throughout things, like they do for everything. Like, people just watch movies and shows just to watch them, but there are esoteric meanings behind them. These movies, these TV shows, anime, whatever it is truly actually the new Bible. They're getting across messages and all sorts of things. So it's very important to note that. But like I said, the curse of King Tut is truly real. It's not fabled. It's not a fake thing. And I'm going to get through it with you today for Black History Month that this is real. And I want to also note, right, before I even start this, because I think it's very important to note, this dude King Tut said something and held everybody accountable for the law they broke, right? Now, mind you, in Christianity, what do we have? The most sacred thing that we have that we're not supposed to do, or they're not supposed to do, the 10 Commandments, right? Out of those 10 commandments, every single one of those commandments have been broken every single day of every day. And nothing has ever happened. Nobody has ever been held accountable. Nothing has ever happened. And yet, King Tut said, don't do a certain thing. And then everybody who did that certain thing was held accountable. That's the difference. That's the difference for me. That type of mythical power is the true difference for me. So without further ado, let's get through this. But we're going to read this shit. All right? Now, the origin of Tutankhamun's curse unwrapped. Boom. British archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the tomb of the Egyptian pharaoh in November 1922. He entered the burial chamber with Lord Caravan. The following February, the tomb, still intact and packed with treasures, including the sarcophagus, contained King Tut, or, Tutankhamun. Next. Yet, within 6 weeks of the opening, Lord Caravan was dead. I'm going to say that again. Within 6 weeks of the opening, Lord Caravan was dead. There were a series of mysterious deaths of the people who had either worked on the excavation or had visited the tomb, triggering a slew of newspaper articles suggesting that they were victims of an ancient curse. Boom. This is the coldest motherfucker that you're about to read on. I heard of niggas who caught bodies before, but I have never heard of niggas who caught bodies thousands of years after they death. You understand me? That's some shit. All right, and now right here, there's a picture of him that you can't see yet, but you will see to show who he is. Okay, now, the new Channel 4 documentary has claimed that the curse rumor was sparked by Arthur Wegnall, a Egyptologist turned reporter who was annoyed that the exclusive had been given to the New York Times. So this story is even coming out. They were mad that this had happened, and then they were only giving it to the New York Times. They wanted it to be widespread, but of course, New York Times, being a powerful entity, just was like, no, this is our story exclusively, and they didn't even release it. They just kept it in their archives, from what I understand. But let's keep it going. On the day of the tomb opening, an already frustrated Wegnall heard Lord Caravan joking as he prepared to enter the burial chamber, and he warned that he would be dead within 6 weeks if he continued to show disrespect. So this white man was in there. He was disrespecting the ancestors, disrespecting King Tut, and the dude was warning him like, yo, bro, like, I don't know if you know this, but this comedic power is not no joke. Like, chill out. He didn't give a fuck about that. When the prophecy proved true, Wegnall and the other journalists left out the exclusive, jumped at the chance of a new sensational angle. Now, Bob Bonacci, an expert on the King Tut curse, said Arthur was working for Daily Mail. I didn't even know that thing was that old. That's interesting. But Daily Mail, New York Times. So New York Times was like, no, Daily Mail, you're not getting this, just us. Okay. He wasn't able to get the scientific information from Carter because the Times had the exclusive. And so he had to be able to tell the readers a parallel story. The discovery of King Tut's tomb was the biggest archaeological discovery ever seen. And still to this day, no one has a sarcophagus like his. We haven't even found a sarcophagus like his. It's pure gold with all the intricate designs. That shit is jiggy as hell. Sparking the press frenzy and triggering a global bout of Tut mania. All right. Newspapers from across the world sent journalists to the Valley of the Kings at Luxor. Howard Carter was spooked by the horrors descending of the excavation. and was concerned that he would look foolish if something went wrong. Now here's another picture of um, the Howard Doer Lord Caravan. On the morning of April 5th, here we go. This is the juicy shit. This is when the bodies start to come. You know what I mean? On the morning of April 5th, 1923, 2 months after the day of the opening of King Tut's tomb, Lord Caravan died at a
Continental
Savoy Hotel in Cairo from pneumonia and blood poisoning caused by an infected mosquito bite. This nigga opened the tomb and he caught pneumonia and blood poisoning caused by an infected mosquito. He made a promise on that shit. It wasn't a threat. He made a promise on that. So Lord Caravan died by a mosquito bite conjured by King Tut. Let's go to the next person. Within weeks of the death, another visitor to the tomb, the financier George J. Gold, died of a lung infection. A year later, Hugh Ellen White, an Egyptologist who had attended the tomb opening, took his own life. Now get this. This is the craziest one. He took his own life, right? And he left a note saying he had succumbed to the curse. I'm gonna say that again, yo. Hugh Evelyn White, an Egyptologist who attended the tomb opening, took his own life and left a note saying he had succumbed to the curse. Now, how many niggas done stole? How many niggas done killed and said, damn, yo, I felt so bad that God made me succumb and I had to. Never heard that. A nigga kept on killing. It's a difference of true power. It's a different mythical power. He said he succumbed. I don't even know if that entails what he's seen. Was he seeing dreams and shit? Was he seeing visions and shit? Like something was fucking with him mentally, obviously, if he felt like he had to take his own life. And this is the power I be trying to get my people to kind of invoke themselves into, but they want nothing to do with it. It's all Jesus. It's all Allah. But not anything before colonialism. Nope. Let's keep it moving. Over the next decade, any deaths with the links of the tomb were seized upon by the journalists as evidence of the curse. Okay, so the motherfuckers was falling out, and they were just getting the stories and hoarding them and hiding them. Okay, so more people had died, and they were just holding on to them. In 1924, Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, look at this one. This one's crazy too. Sir Archibald Douglas Reed became ill after X-raying King Tut's mummy and died days later. King Tut said, "Don't even look at me." He said, "Don't even look at me." This man X-rayed this man and died 3 days later. What can you say? Like, what do you say about that? What do you say about that? 3 days later, he died after X-raying. Okay. And that's the last one we know, and then ends with what I started with. It says Ella Shama, a paleontologist and presenter of the documentary, said for the newspapers these exotic deaths were a gold mine, and they started to splash the curse of Tutankhamen all throughout media, all throughout life. And in the 1999 version, like I just showed before this, like you'll see it in YouTube, they talk about, oh, it's a curse, it's a curse, it's a cursed chest, but really it's a cursed tomb, and they just put it in that movie. They take our history and they sprinkle it in their media. Okay? So this is a huge indication of true comedic power at its finest, okay? This is thousands of years after his death. You're talking thousands of years after he transcended, okay? And he killed all these people after he said and wrote what he put on his tomb. He's not playing around. But I could go steal a fucking candy bar right now and nothing will happen to me with those 10 commandments. Not a damn thing. Nothing. You understand me? So this type of power is the power I'm trying to harness. This is the type of power I'm trying to tune into. Okay? Because these people are me and I am those people. We look the same. We are those people. And there's no doubt about it. I have no doubt in my spirit and my mind. If you go on my page, you see there's Kemetic temples in America because we are them. Black Americans are them. The majority of them. We just have our history completely destroyed and hidden. But this is what I want. That's what I want. I want to be able to have a mythical power, a mythical energy, so when I do my magic, niggas really can't fuck with the shit I have. Just like what King Tut did. Because the mosquito bite is crazy, the x-ray is crazy, and then the note of him just killing himself because he succumbed to some type of curse, which I wish I could have more detail on what he's seen and what he was seeing. Because it fucked him over mentally. Something fucked him up. And what that something was King Tut. That's who it was. Pharaoh Tut. Motherfucker, this power is real. All this shit you see is real. Real. All this shit you see is real. This history is real. It's damn real. You understand me? So that's what I really wanted to get into. There's more I could do because I want to talk about Etana and all these other before colonialism black entities, and we should get into that. But I just really wanted to convey right now about King Tut right now. This is about him. This is about somebody who, when he was alive, was like, you know what? I have a feeling people are going to do fuck shit in the future and try to raid my tomb. So this is what I want done. And whatever magical process he had done with those priests to protect his tomb was done in full, without a shadow of a doubt. He did it through animals, the mosquito, an insect. Because look everyone on this wall. We were highly in tune. Look, I ain't gotta lie. We were highly in tune with animals. What do you see when you go to Kemet? Birds and all sorts of shit, right? Crocodiles, you have deities with bird heads and all that shit because we were one with the animals. We were truly connected. Truly connected. I'm showing you this shit right now. Truly connected, all around connected. And yet these niggas want me to be connected to a nigga named Jesus when that's not even his name because the letter J wasn't invented. So you niggas been calling him the wrong name this whole time. Maybe that's why he don't fuck with y'all. But I don't fuck with him anyway because I just know better. You know what I mean? I know better. I know better. I did my due diligence. I looked at history. I put the pieces together just to be like, yo, this is not stemmed from divinity or love. This is stemmed from war. And once I learned that, I knew the whole shit was a sham. And then I went back further, and I was like, what about this shit in stone? Where did this stem from? This stems from origin. This stems from before white people. So I'm like, oh, okay, so this is before we were hijacked, and this is before all that. You ever heard the term when people say, hey, if it's not set in stone? What does that even mean, if it's not set in stone? If it's not set in stone, it's not true. But if it's set in stone, it's true, right? That's what that terminology means. So why wouldn't I want to take everything in stone as fact, especially when they have never showed me to be lying? Never showed me to be lying. They have never lied on anything. And yet, white people lie all the time. The things they give me, they lie all the time. One of the first lies as a child was Santa Claus. Fuck you mean? There's no Santa Claus. I'm over here waiting for this white man and the stories be outrageous. Goes around the world in 24 hours and delivers presents to everybody? And I believe that. Outrageous. Why do we even tell our kids that shit? And then you came to me with Jesus. Or Yahweh, which is his real name. And then I figured out, oh, that ain't real. You stole that from Kemet. You stole his story from Ra. You stole his story from Amun Ra. You stole it. It's plagiarized. So you ain't even real. That's null and void by default. I should never have to ever poke so many holes in something that's supposed to be so divine and solid. You understand what I'm saying? If it's supposed to be this, then it should be that. There shouldn't be 500 million translations. There shouldn't be so much confusion. And there should be at least an appointed recorded time where an angel or something came down and was like, yo, Like, just, you know what I mean? We out here, just be patient or something. We don't get that at all because it's not real. Because it's all war shit. It's all Greek wars and all that shit. The same shit from today. The same exact shit from today. It's no different. So that's what I just really wanted to convey. You know, King Tut, Black History for today, the number one body catcher in my book because he caught bodies beyond the grave, beyond his transcendence, through mosquitoes, through x-rays, through mythical fucking power of just driving people to suicide. And whoever else died who we didn't get the story, because remember it said that the people who died, they would just keep grabbing the stories and they were just holding them from there. So more people even died from doing that shit. And I didn't even have the full scoop. I only got some of the motherfuckers who died in that shit. That's not everybody though. And I wonder how they went out. Because I want that same power that he got. And you can't tell me that I can't get it because I am them and they are us. Black Americans, Kemetic Americans. I can conjure the same shit they can if I remember who I am, though. I can never do it through their religion. The number one key. I don't speak badly about religion. I don't do it to knock it. I do it because I actually care for y'all. I do it because I care for us. If we see the pitfalls, why wouldn't I tell you the pitfalls if I see it? That's all I'm doing. I don't mean to knock it to like demoralize you or something, but you just gotta come to terms. It's bullshit. Look at where we at right now in 2024. These motherfuckers these dudes is having conversations on UFOs and UAPs. We finna get aliens before we get Jesus? For real? Make that make sense. Man, you can't. You can't. All them people who died in slavery, all them people who died waiting for Jesus and he never came. They died and he never came. But we're about to get aliens sometime in our. I already know it's gonna be within my lifetime. They're already here. It's already opened up. UFO conferences, UAP conferences. Like there's a lot of shit. Like motherfuckers want to hide and act like it's not out here, but I already see it, and that's fine. You can hide all you want, because when it happens, you motherfuckers are gonna be left in the dark, and the people who did their due diligence of getting this knowledge are going to be able to, I don't know about thrive, but we'll just be more aware of what's gonna happen. You understand? But a lot of motherfuckers ain't aware of nothing. Motherfuckers just go to work, do the shit, just fall in line, and then they act like they're religious, but they're not. They don't do nothing holy. They don't follow that book, but they act like they do. They don't really read the book, but they act like they do. You know what I mean? Like, why even do that? Why even bound yourself to a book? I bound myself to nothing. It's limitless. Just like Tahuti said, it's limitless. It shouldn't be one thing. And I'm gonna go wherever people who actually look like me. I'm gonna go towards that for real. You feel me? So shout out to King Tut, because once again, let me read his tomb encryption on people when he warned motherfuckers. Just his tomb encryption: death comes on wings to he who enters the tomb of the pharaoh. So Lord Caravan, whoever the fuck you was, you got that in full effect. And you know what's crazy? On wings, the mosquito has wings. Yo, I just put that two and two together. The mosquito has wings, so he was dead ass from just the first one, from the jump. And everything else was just dead. But the first one was definitely wings. On wings, mosquito have wings. So he was making a promise on that entirely. Nigga caught pneumonia. And died out. Some nigga just died of a lung infection. He laced his shit. He was dead ass serious. I would be dead ass serious too. You ever seen the tomb of King Tut? You ever actually see the sarcophagus? There's nothing like that shit. Pure gold. Intricate designs all the way through and through. Like, you know these rappers with their stupid ass chains and shit? You could get all their chains. They would never compare to that shit, what he had. A whole sarcophagus full of gold, nigga. He ain't playing. You see where I'm at? You see how gold is just everything? But the difference between gold then and now is gold is not just used to be a flashy thing like niggas do. Niggas just flash shit to be like jiggy and try to stunt on niggas. No, there's very important principles to gold that they understood. It's not just to be flashy. It's a conductor of many things. And they knew this, you know? But I thought that was funny. Death comes on mosquito wings for those who open up King Tut's tomb, and sure enough, Lord Caravan. Not so much the Lord, but that's what happens when you fuck with shit you're not supposed to be fucking with, and that's why they're so tentative on going and doing shit anyway in Egypt. That's why they always constantly finding shit in Kemet, but they kind of don't always open shit because they don't know the power that's surrounding that energy. Because it's not Jesus' power, you know what I mean? It's not Jesus' God power, you know what I mean? It's Kemetic pharaoh black people power. It's energy, that the unseen energy. You understand what I'm saying? Unseen energy. And that's what we have to tune into. That's what we have to find. That's one of the greatest weapons is our spiritual weapon. We're very spiritual based. So what he did was some sort of spiritual weapon. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's very important to note these things. And these things have been hidden. But thanks to the internet that we have it now. Thanks to the internet.